Turf in the stadium looks outstanding. We've had a chance to run around on it a little bit late this summer, and you definitely tell the difference. There was a huge crown in it in the past, and they flattened that crown out, and just the new turf in general just is a lot softer on the guys. I think they're more comfortable on it. That turf we had was outstanding, but as it got older, the seams would kind of start to show, and so having that new turf is definitely something exciting for us. It's a good aesthetically, it looks good too. You stand up in the press box, you see a nice little LU in the middle of it. So the guys are excited to have that turf, and it just once again shows commitment that the university has for us to be successful in the athletic programs. There are several challenges this football team is going to face here at Lindenwood this year. It's always tough to repeat a year like you had last year. Our season last year was so much fun and almost miraculous at some point, the way we were able to come back in football games and find a way to play together and win. Coming back from situations like this, when you have so many returning starters, we've got 15 returning starters of the 22 that started in Carroll in that last game in November. And it's important to separate the seasons because each team and each year is going to face new challenges. And so I think one of the things we've got to do this year is we've got to do a great job of building our team chemistry again. That's what we had last year going down the stretch, is our team believed in each other, they believed in the coaching staff, they were working hard, the ball was bouncing our way, we had a lot of things going well for us, and a lot of that was created because, again, that belief we had in the team concept, the selflessness we played with. It was all about how can Lindenwood find a way to win. That stuff just doesn't happen on accident. It's not going to happen just because we had that cohesiveness last year. That doesn't mean we're going to have that same cohesiveness this year. So it's a new challenge for this football team to try to create that same kind of camaraderie and belief in each other. And that's going to take a lot of work for our football team. Having been around for the last 4 years, was very comfortable for us as a coaching staff. And at this point, trying to replace him is you don't replace a guy like Ben. He's done a great job for our football program and the university in general. Broke several passing records here at the university and won a lot of football games. So that's another challenge we have with this football team, is deciding who's going to play quarterback. Good news is we have several guys right now battling for that position. The bad news from that point is none of them have taken a college football snap here at Lindenwood other than at practices. But a couple guys to mention there that are battling for that job. We have fifth-year senior Brett Ballman, who's been just an outstanding teammate in this football program. He's done a great job backing Ben up over the years. Hasn't had a chance to play much. Hasn't had a chance to play any varsity football yet, but he's always there supporting the team. The team really can get after him and follow him, and he does a great job as an inspirational leader and a guy in the program that we love having around. So obviously he's going to have his crack at the starting job. We did bring in a couple of transfers to help battle for that job. First being Phil Stayback, who was from San Diego, played junior college out there and was the Conference Player of the Year quarterback through 28 touchdowns and 11 interceptions his sophomore year down in San Diego, and led that team to a conference title and a run to playoffs. The other guy is David Ortega. He played quite a bit last year at Southwestern Junior College and actually comes in very athletic, big guy. He's 225, 230 pounds. So I think one thing we might have at that position is a little more athleticism as far as quarterback being able to run the ball and move the ball. The thing that we're going to have to ensure is the timing. That's one thing that Ben had with the receivers and running backs we had in the program, and understood the concept of what we're doing offensively. His timing was outstanding, getting the ball out, and that's what our offense is based on. Making sure we're making good reads, knowing where the defense is, and getting the ball out on time. I think that says, Ben was very good at understanding protection schemes from the offensive line. We've only given up 8 sacks in the last 2 seasons and almost 800 pass attempts. Part of that reason is because Ben had a great release. He also read the field, knew where people were going to be open, and also could understand where protection was going to be strong, where there might be some leakage in the protection, and was able to get the ball out. So that's the things that we got to decide when we choose our new quarterback, is who understands the overall concept, not necessarily who has the best arm or who can run the fastest. It's going to be who can understand what we're trying to accomplish offensively. Offensively, we've got several starters returning. I think the headliner in that group is Rudy Fleming, who went out and caught 60-some passes last year, 1,000 yards receiving, several touchdowns. He's just a solid contributor. He's voted team captain this year, and the guys really on our football team look up to Rudy because of his work ethic at practice, his demeanor on the field game day, and just his leadership in the locker room as well. So we're excited about having Rudy back, and we think he's going to have an outstanding year for us. Another guy that's got quite a few accolades coming back. He'll miss the first few games this season, but Jeff Hines. Jeff was voted the best center in the country outside of at our level of football. And he does that because, again, he's a tough kid, he's physical, he's strong, he understands the scheme, he actually makes our line calls. A lot of teams, protection calls and blocking calls are done by the quarterback. On our team, our centers make those calls. So Jeff Hines has done an outstanding job and was voted Remington Award winner last year. Again, that goes to the best center at all the different levels of football, and Jeff won that award for us. His backup actually had to play quite a few times last year due to injuries. Billy Clark, who's a lot like Jeff, as a junior, was voted team captain as our backup center, which says a lot about him and the way he carries himself. And the rest of the offensive line is looking outstanding. Mike Arante is going into his senior year, been in the program 4 years, doing a very good job there at the right guard position. Dan Jones, left tackle. Jerry Martin's come in, done a great job this last spring and early part of the summer at the right tackle spot. So the offensive line's intact. There's a couple position battles there with a couple returners and new guys coming in battling for those positions, but we feel very confident in our offensive line. That's kind of the key. The key to any offense is going to be the guys they have up front. We can have the fastest guys we want at wide receiver and running back, but if we can't give them the ball on time, they're not going to do us any good. So that's the kind of the key to the offense is the guys we're blocking up front and then the quarterback getting them the football. Now, as far as skill goes, I think this is one of the fastest football teams we've had since we've been here at Lindenwood. We've got a lot of skill returning, a lot of guys who have made plays for us in big games, and they've all seemed to not only have been fast naturally, but they've all worked so hard during the offseason, and the guys who weren't as fast have evolved to being faster football players, and I think that's going to be one of our best assets as a team. Offense, defense, special teams is our team speed, and everybody knows in college football speed kills, and I feel very confident in the work ethic of our offensive unit that we're going to be able to do some things, get the receivers and running backs the ball in space and allow them to do some things. But again, just because we have fast guys that are good football players, you still have to have everything fall in line. You have to have great team chemistry, and again, that's a challenge for our football team is to develop that team chemistry. You have to have stay injury free, like any team. The injury aspect is going to be huge. We want to stay as healthy as we can down the stretch. It's mean playing a lot of guys. We want to try to play at least 22 guys on offense every single week to get them moving and getting them keeping them healthy, because we're hoping it's going to be a long season for us.